Well, hi YouTubers, hi, I'm back with 60 books in isolation, and it is Paige Toon, The Longest Holiday. Okay, so, book came out in 2013, and we just read the blurb. Laura has been married to the man of her dreams for 7 months, but a week before the wedding, Matthew made a terrible mistake. Escaping the humiliation that is now her marriage, Laura is whisked off to Florida Key West by her best friend Marty. A carefree holiday full of cocktails and fun is exactly what the doctor ordered. Attraction comes in the form of sexy Cuban scuba diver Leo. Laura's instant attraction to him knocks her flying, and she falls hard. But at the end of the holiday approaches, Laura doesn't want to go home. It's time to face the music. Or is there more to Key West than a holiday romance? Right, so it's a absolutely brutal start. One thing I'll give Paige Toon is she doesn't hold back with the emotion. Now, it's a bit here. It starts off straight away with this. He's smiling down at me with tears in his eyes. As I say my solemn vow, I, Laura Rose Smithson, take thee, Matthew Christopher Perry, to be my lawful husband, to heaven and half from this day forward. I never thought I would feel like this about anyone ever again. Not after Will, my first love, not after the heartbreak and the loss, and trying to pick myself back up. Then I met Matthew, and I know that he has my heart forever. My perfect, gorgeous, adoring Matthew. Well, Matthew, on the stag night, essentially hooked up with a girl in the toilets, okay? And she fell pregnant, okay? And Laura found out by a message came up, and on Facebook, and he found out that way, okay? Because this individual was trying to track him down to let him know that he was about to become a daddy. Obviously, Laura's broken-hearted. She feeds off to Florida West, and there is an element of, and this book came out, I'm not sure about the same time, of Sex in the City. Sex in the City. Remember the first film where Carrie gets her heart broken by Big, so she goes off and becomes a little bit pathetic in some respects, and moping around on this honeymoon holiday. It has kind of elements of that. But the thing is, straight away, she meets Leo. Now, the way it's described is like this. It's this. And how quickly. He has dark hair and dark eyebrows, olive skin, and shortish black slick back hair. A shadow of stubble graces his chiseled jaw. He is casually in board shorts and a t-shirt, but looks like he'd be a film star. One of the most beautiful men I've ever seen. For deja vu strikes me, but I don't know if I'm holding my breath and I have to concentrate to exhale. So basically, Laura at this point, she is in such a low place. She's looking for fun and a hookup and just basically trying to blot out the pain of her life, which comes to throw, okay, after her absolute betrayal, and it flashes back and forth to the actual betrayal itself. Well, only a few pages later, when she's drunk and kind of going over the issues, okay. And one thing is one thing I actually liked Laura as a character is she's very, very judgmental. She even calls this bit here. This is a flashback moment where sex with this girl in the club toilets at us, still in that abnormally detached manner. I was really bloody drunk, he said again. Then it hits me, the enormity of this. Matthew, who I married only 7 months ago, is going to be a dad. Not to our child, my child. A child we were planning on having in a couple of years, but to this girl's baby. The bitch's baby. This slag's baby. Now, I actually like that. I like the fact, okay, that it's not all on her husband, if you will, okay? The fact is that these two people had a random hookup and there's a baby out of this. And the anger, it felt real. A lot of time, okay, it becomes very, very one-sided. And it's very, very unusual for a book to kind of not show adultery sympathetically. Because, obviously, it happened and a child's innocent in all this, of course. But to show it realistically, okay? And the raw emotion that Laura goes through, you actually feel it for yourself. I mean, this is page 27 when she's absolutely drunk, okay? Right. Without warning, my anger turns to despair. She's having my baby. My baby, Marty, is not fair. I know it's not shush. Marty murmurs as she pulls me into a warm embrace. Why did he do it? Tears are streaming down my face. How could he do this to me? Wasn't I enough? Of course you're enough, Marty tells me fervently, shaking me at the same time. He's an idiot who made a mistake. I start to sob and vaguely wear Bridget flagging down the cab, and after that, nothing. Okay? But the thing is that in a way, Laura is a bit of a hypocrite. Now, mentions her ex, okay, who died, and at the time, now this is fashion onto another um, Paige Toon book. There's like a narrative going through them of characters. They can each can be read as standalone, but a lot of times, okay, they refer to one character who's been in the previous book. Now, her previous ex-boyfriend, okay, was a race car driver who tragically passed away. Now, the thing is, she was kind of thrown into the spotlight because of that, even though at the time they weren't really what you call together. And she was kind of put on this pedestal as poor Laura. Poor Laura. And she had to kind of, for the charity in his name, she had to kind of keep the lie going. There was big love that couple and that they weren't. So, even though, okay, you meant to call this connected, but the thing is, even though she's mad at a husband deceiving her, okay, Matthew deceiving her, in a way she's deceived other people in the meantime. So even though it's tragic that obviously she's been cheated on and this has happened, she's also a bit of a hypocrite in the great scheme of things, okay, which talks about deception, when in a way she's no different. And this bit here, right, okay, my first boyfriend was my childhood sweetheart. I was literally the girl next door. When he was killed in a car racing accident, but he no longer loved me, not like he used to. He called up for me weeks before the race, told me it was over. In a way, the hardest thing following his death was the fact that no one knew we had split up. We hadn't made the fact public. To my everlasting shame, I had asked for all the keep-up appearances till after the race. I worked for a charity at the time who had organised the ball to take place at the British Grand Prix, was the last of the race. His presence there was paramount to the chast's success, so he did that one last thing for me, and then he died. I still remember the press plastered images of us together all over the tabloids, how dishonourable I felt not telling them the truth. As they went on about our love, the fact we had grown up together and we were destined to marry. Yeah. Probably added some fuel to the fire when I set up a charity, Will's name, Trust for Children. I still had it up. Guilt pricks me now to think of my assistant Becky having to handle things on her own, but she'll be okay. She's a great assistant. Yes. Luckily, the tabloids pretty much left me alone these days. I'd have the humiliation of most of Britain knowing about Matthew. Okay, so yes, I've had a shit time with men. Do you kind of understand this? Now, I talk about deception when she's done it on a massive bigger scale. Now, to set up a charity in your ex-boyfriend's name is noble, but at the same time, there's levels of deception going on. I mean, you basically lied to the press that you were with this guy, and it says that guilt pricks you, but you still did it. Do you understand how she's a bit of a hypocrite with this? However, so her and Leo hook up. Okay, this is page 112. Okay, she decides. After she definitely finds out the baby is Matthew's. Okay, Laura, where the hell are you? The call now flight. She probably shouts down the phone. I'm not going home, I tell her. What she screeches? I'm not going home. I'm not coming home. I'm not coming back to that bastard of a husband. She had the baby, Marty. She had a baby boy and it's Matthew's. So that's it. I'm not ready to come back. Not yet, no way. Now, one thing I actually will give Laura about this as a character is she's actually quite realistic in that respect. She's very, very self-centered. You know, she's on this holiday with like other people. They've whisked her away to kind of lift her spirits. And she kind of throws away. Sorry, throws away that she's like throws the chance of going back to the UK, fed up to her responsibilities and what to do for marriage. Okay, to escape. Okay, to escape. And kind of like living the Key West. Okay, living like this kind of like Paradise Island, if you will. But the thing is this is that even though she's escaping, other people who she's with, Leo, they have their own issues going on. Obviously, they can't escape from their problems. So then Laura's like, well, they have to kind of accept her presence there because she's taken to Leo's home and he's treated like a family. But they've got their own stuff going on. Okay, for them, this Key West is not an escape for them; it's their reality. Okay, so she goes into Leo's home and starts recovering from her issues and gets better. Okay, right, you know. This bit here, straight after, it's waiting in case she's at Leah's place. Miraculously, I do manage to doze off again, but the house is silent when I wake. I sit in the bed and survey my surroundings. Dawn spills beneath the blinds. It must be early morning. I'm relieved to have some time to get my head together before I have to face anyone. I've had to go to sleep wearing nothing but a t-shirt last night. I was meant to call the airport today and ask about my suitcase. I remember Leo appearing at the doorway during the night, and it made me feel uneasy. He went downstairs. I guess that's where his room is. What if I should go and talk to him? No, it'd probably be out cold anyway. I still feel nervous about the idea of facing him, letting alone going into his room. Yeah. So she moves into Leo's and kind of gets to know his families. But one, I said before, they've got their own stuff going on. Leo's sister-in-law, okay, because basically Leo's co-raising his niece after his brother died. Okay, they've got, it's like, exactly. I mean, she's there to kind of get over her issues, but she's with people who've got issues of their own. There is no paradise for these people, okay? Key West is only really kind of good for the tourists. People actually live there. They've got to work damn hard to support their business, and it's all done through tourism. Okay, the reality behind the stylish veneer of the hotels, if you will. So, but they get together, they go scuba diving. There's not scuba diving in this book. They kind of heal for scuba diving, and maybe the water kind of like wouldn't heal their souls, okay? But of course, her mum and her husband show up, okay? To kind of get her to come home, fit up to her responsibilities. But there's this bit here where her Carmen, Aaliyah's sister-in-law, kind of makes her kind of face up to a reality, if you will. And I like this bit. You might think because we argue we don't like each other, but you're wrong. Leah's like a brother to me. When Alejandro died, Leah took care of Javier and me. I won't sit back and watch you hurt him. Oh, it's Javier's, sorry, the nephew that Leah's co-raising. But I don't want to hurt him. What are you going to do? She asked incredulously. You can't stay here. The reason will run out and you have to go back. And you're married. I get a divorce, I replied petulantly. What, I marry Leo? She starts to laugh with disbelief. He will never marry you. He'll never marry anyone. You're crazy. She adds, rubbing pinch upon pinch of salt into my wounds. God, I want to marry him for pity's sake. He doesn't believe in marriage. He doesn't even believe in love. Yeah. So, Leo's got issues of his own going on regarding marriage and love. Everyone has issues, okay? And of course, it comes a kind of, I could be truly honest, okay? An entitled, spoiled tourist, okay, who's having a bad time, who just seems to cry a lot, bursting into their lives in Key West. Do you understand the dynamic going on here? However, this is when the mother shows up. Okay, now obviously this is when the climax, we can't wait. Obviously, the husband's got to show up, and he shows up in Key West along with the mother. Okay, along with the mother. Okay, who obviously wants her to get back with Matthew. Okay, live the happy families. Let's get on with this. Okay, right, here we are. I'm your mother, so I'm just gonna say it. Here we go. You to cut this out. You must stop all contact with Leo. Run all your chance out. You're ruining all your chances with Matthew. Huh? I'm outraged. You're a very silly girl, she adds to good measure. Your window of forgiveness will not stay open forever. My window of forgiveness? Asks for disbelief. Matthew's window of forgiveness, she corrects herself. Matthew will forgive you for what you've done. For what I've done. Yes, darling, what you've done. Not many men would allow their wives to sleep with other men and then welcome them home. Expect him to forgive me, I stuttered. It's over between us. No, it's not, Laura, she says gently, her voice softening. His mum, it is. Darling, he will forgive you, you will forgive him. You love Matthew, don't you remember that? Do you remember standing there at the altar with him? Because I do. I remember you glancing over your shoulder at me, and the look in your eyes, and made me cry. I was happy to see you happy, my darling. I thought I'd never see you smile after Will died. Yeah. And then it turns out, okay, the mum's spending time, okay, with her son-in-law's child through another woman, okay? But the things about Laura is, as a character, is Laura was obviously kind of forced into this role as the girlfriend of the race car driver. He died, she moved on with Matthew, and then he betrayed her. This is more like Laura figuring out who she is. But the thing is, who she is altogether happy. I mean, there's a bit towards the end I thought a little bit could try where basically Laura has a car accident and she's in a coma, and Matthew, being the good soul that he is, kind of lets Leah be at her bedside because obviously they're still married after all. This is when they come back into the UK. It's kind of like 100 pages here, 100 pages there, 100 pages there. So, however, I like this book because it kind of shows how, in a way, because obviously this is when, even says it in the book, okay? every summer could last a lifetime, but I kind of shows the reality of if a summer lasts a lifetime, a perfect summer, the reality of what that takes. Okay, of fixing up this home into a hotel, if you will. It's not easy. Okay, there is no happiness and paradise if you've got to work your ass off at it. Okay, so I actually did enjoy this book. I actually enjoyed it. It felt realistic. It felt warm. Once Laura got over herself, she was a much better character, and I like that. I like that. So anyway, I'm signing off here, and bye now.